Every day, millions of people wake up feeling trapped. Trapped in their problems, their past, and their pain. They believe life is unfair. They believe luck belongs to others. They believe happiness is for those born into it. But sometimes, all it takes is one moment, one conversation, to remind us that the prison isn't outside. It's in our own mind. This is the story of a man who changed everything by changing nothing except the way he thought. In a dusty corner of a busy marketplace sat an old beggar. His clothes were torn, his hands trembling, and his eyes carried the weight of endless disappointment. Every day, he would stretch out his hand and whisper, "Please, help me! I have nothing." People passed by. Some gave coins, some ignored him, most forgot him. When night fell, he looked at the stars and asked, "Why me? Why was I born into misery? What did I do to deserve this life?" His world was small, a broken bowl, a few pieces of bread, and a mountain of hopeless thoughts. One evening, as the market grew quiet, a traveler stopped in front of him. He wasn't rich, but his eyes shone with a peace the beggar had never seen. The traveler asked, "Why do you beg?" The beggar frowned. "Because I'm poor, I have nothing." The traveler smiled gently. "Then that is where you're wrong. You are not poor because you have nothing. You are poor because you think you have nothing." The beggar stared, confused. "What do you mean? My bowl is empty." The traveler pointed to his head. "So is your mind, empty of belief, empty of gratitude, full of fear." The beggar scoffed. "So, if I think like a rich man, I will become one." The traveler nodded slowly. Not instantly, but eventually, because a rich mind acts differently than a poor one. Change your mind and life will follow. Before leaving, he handed the beggar a small note. On it were 3 lines. Think differently, speak differently, act differently. The next morning, the beggar sat as usual. But this time, he didn't mutter, "Please help me." Instead, he said softly to himself, "I am grateful I'm alive today." People still walked by. Nothing changed, but inside, something small had shifted a single spark of awareness. The beggar began to observe others, how they spoke, how they walked. He realized those who were confident didn't wait for help, they looked for opportunities. That night, he found a small job carrying sacks at the market. His back ached, but for the first time in years, his heart felt light. He whispered, "Maybe I'm not useless." Days turned into weeks. The beggar, now a worker, faced mockery. "You, working, you'll quit in 2 days." Old habits whispered, "This is too hard, you'll fail again." But every morning, he repeated the 3 lines. Think differently, speak differently, act differently. When others complained, he stayed quiet. When others gave up, it kept going. When fear returned, he smiled and said, "Not today." Slowly, people began to notice. He was no longer the man who begged for pity. He was the man who showed up. Months later, he saved enough to rent a small food cart. He sold tea and bread near the same spot he once begged. At first, no one came, but he didn't give up. He cleaned his cart every day. He greeted people warmly. He gave tea for free to those who couldn't pay. Soon, the same faces that once threw coins now smiled and said, "Good morning, my friend." He was no longer invisible. He had transformed from a beggar waiting for kindness to a giver who created it. One evening, as the sun dipped below the hills, the traveler returned to the marketplace. He saw the same man, but this time standing tall behind his cart, serving tea with a gentle smile. The traveler said, "I see your bowl is no longer empty." The man laughed softly. "Yes, my friend, because I emptied my mind first." The traveler nodded, "And now your life is full." That night, the man sat under the stars again, just as he used to. But now, instead of asking why me, he whispered, "Thank you." He finally understood. The world didn't change. I did. The streets were the same. The people were the same. But his mind was new, and because his mind was new, his life became new too. Your life will never rise higher than your thoughts. If you keep thinking like a victim, you will always live like one. If you start thinking like a creator, you will begin to build the life you deserve. The power to change is already in you. It doesn't start with money, luck, or chance. It starts with a decision. Change your mindset and life will change with it. Thank you for watching.